Channel 11 News starts with severe weather Team 11 coverage.
A live look from the Channel 11 tower cam. Clouds and a little bit of sun right now with scattered showers and a few thunderstorms in spots. And some neighborhoods could see strong storms this afternoon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Gordon Lesh.
And I'm Peggy Finnegan. Meteorologist Danielle Dozier is tracking these storms for us in Severe Weather Center 11. Danielle.
Good afternoon. Here is that live look at Storm Tracker Doppler 11 radar. We do have a strong thunderstorm that's moving through Indiana County. It is dropping some really heavy rainfall as well as frequent cloud to ground lightning that's continuing to track to the east. So those of you in Indiana, heads up. 12:02 for you, Homer City. You can see 12:08. So Indiana, the heaviest rain just off to your west, even though you are getting that rain right now. Have some rain here in southern Butler County. Also some scattered showers through Newcastle down toward Elwood City. Beaver, a heavy shower overhead. No lightning being detected with this just yet, but it wouldn't surprise me if we do see a couple lightning strikes out of this activity as we head through the rest of the afternoon. Take a look here. There is a boundary that is down to the south. That's going to be a focal point for a couple of showers and storms to get going later on this afternoon. And I think it is in areas generally near and south of this boundary where we could have some strong thunderstorms, maybe even an isolated severe thunderstorm. I'll have more on that and my forecast for the rest of the day coming up.
Breaking now, the new coronavirus case update just released. The Allegheny County Health Department has learned of 139 new cases. The results date back to tests done at the end of June through yesterday. 8 more people have been admitted to hospitals with serious symptoms since yesterday. And the health department says it's learned of a 63-year-old patient who died on Sunday.
State officials want to squash rumors that some counties will go all the way back to the red phase of reopening. The governor's office calls them bad rumors and says it has no idea where this came from. The health department calls it blatantly false. More breaking news now. The Turnpike is raising tolls again, and if you don't use an Easy Pass, you will pay big. Tolls for non-pass users will include a 45% surcharge. The Turnpike Commission says that is for processing the toll-by-plate photo billing system. That means a bill for $40 for a $40 toll would have an added $18 surcharge. The increase for all drivers will be 6%, even if you do have an Easy Pass. Those hikes go into effect in January.
We're learning more about the University of Pittsburgh's plans for the fall semester. It starts with students self-quarantining. They have to shelter in place before they can start classes. Channel 11's Mike Holden spoke with students and breaks down how this is going to work.
The University of Pittsburgh has officially rolled out its back-to-school plan. They say it's a staggered approach they hope keeps everyone safe the moment they step right here on campus. Pitt is ready for a return of students and staff in this new state of normal. With the COVID-19 pandemic still playing out, this school year and first semester will feel a bit different. Students were just informed they must complete a 14-day-long shelter-in-place order before even going to in-person classes. Students living in university housing will be required to shelter in place in their homes for 7 days prior to coming to campus and for 7 days once on campus. Students living off campus must shelter in place for 14 days before coming onto campus and can determine where to safely do so. Pitt says they're ready to COVID test upwards to 400 incoming students each day at their medical response office. On-campus move-in arrival times will be staggered and scheduled to allow for adequate social distancing. This all starts on August 11th and runs through the end of the month. Pitt students we spoke with say it's certainly a big adjustment, but they're ready.
We just want to have a normal senior year like everyone else. Obviously, it's kind of out of our control at this point, so just trying to stay positive, thinking about the things that we will be able to do instead of the things we can't.
And Pitt's chancellor says he shares in your concerns, but believes the community can rise to the occasion with these constant changes. I'm now working to talk with students about how they're adapting to these new measures. For Channel 11 News starting at 5 o'clock tonight. Reporting in Oakland, Mike Holden, Channel 11 News.
And more details now. This morning, Pitt notified students of their housing assignments. About 25% of students will live in 3 nearby hotels to help with social distancing. They include the Residence Inn on Bigelow Boulevard and one on Forbes Avenue and the Wyndham Hotel at University Center.
And we're starting to see what the school year could look like. Several districts have now released their preliminary plans. Shaler area posted a tentative plan on its website to reopen with a hybrid model. Students will be split into two groups. Group A would attend school in person on Monday and Tuesday, then do remote learning Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Group B will take classes from home Monday through Wednesday and go to school Thursday and Friday. Seneca Valley parents will have to make a choice starting tomorrow on three options. The school board approved the plan last night. It includes a traditional 5-day model, a hybrid model of in-person instruction and remote learning, and a full-time virtual learning model. The Stowe Rock School District plans to offer 5 days a week in-person instruction starting August 20th with COVID-19 precautions in place. And for parents who don't want to send their child back to class, the district is also offering a cyber academy. So having options seems to be the growing trend. There are also legal concerns if any students get sick. 3 national organizations are asking for legislation to protect districts from being sued. You may have questions about your district's reopening plans, and that's why we have a special section that's always being updated. It's up on WPXI.com and the WPXI News app.
The head of the state licensed beverage and tavern association says they're going to need a bigger lifeboat to save the sinking restaurant industry. Helping them survive may start with a massive relief bill, and Governor Tom Wolf is urging Congress to take action on it. The governor recently asked Congress to act on the Restaurants Act. The bill is a lifeline to bar and restaurant owners and is the product of work from a bipartisan coalition of lawmakers, including several from Pennsylvania. It offers $120 billion to help struggling restaurants. The maximum grant is $10 million and can be used for rent, food, benefits, and payroll. Local bar and restaurant owners met yesterday to talk about how to move forward. They formed an association to communicate with the state about changing policies. They say the restrictions are making it nearly impossible to keep their businesses afloat.
We have to do something all together. It's not going to just take 20, 30, 50. It's going to take the whole industry.
State police issued 44 warnings this past weekend to bars and restaurants not following the COVID-19 orders. They checked 413 businesses in the Pittsburgh area and ticketed 4 of them.
The Penguins have the day off today, and there is good news for NHL fans as teams begin to ramp up for the season reboot. After more than 2,600 administered tests for the coronavirus, only 2 have come back positive. The results come after 5 days of players entering Phase 3 of the return-to-play protocol. In Phase 3, players are tested every other day along with daily medical checks. The NHL has set an August 1st return date for qualifying games for the Stanley Cup. And the NFL and Players Union have agreed to new protocols for testing while possibly eliminating the preseason games. Both sides have agreed on daily testing for the first 2 weeks of training camp, and after that time, the testing will fall back to every other day if the positive test rate is below 5%. Also, according to multiple reports, the league has offered the union
In an apparent about-face, President Donald Trump proudly showed off a photo of himself wearing a mask. The tweet read, "We are united in our effort to defeat the invisible China virus." And many people say that it is patriotic to wear a face mask when you can't socially distance. There is nobody more patriotic than me, your favorite president. President Trump has been resistant to wear a mask. He wore one in public for the first time July 11th. Lawmakers are hearing from drug makers racing to make a coronavirus vaccine. This is a live look at the hearing that is being held virtually, of course. Vaccines typically take years to end up in human trials, but with the pandemic moving like wildfire, the big question these pharmaceutical companies face: when can Americans and the rest of the world expect to have a vaccine available? The pharmaceutical executives are telling lawmakers while they're moving rapidly, they won't compromise the scientific process. The Allegheny Health Network's mobile testing unit will be making the rounds this week. Today, the unit is at the City Hall building in Clairton. They started at 10:30 and will be there until 4 p.m. A doctor's note is not needed, but patients are encouraged to make an appointment by calling AHN. Test results are usually available within 3 to 5 days.
State police are asking for help finding the person who shot and killed a local woman while she was sleeping in her bedroom. That shooting happened yesterday morning along Pandora Road in Derry Township, Westmoreland County. Tracy Squibb was in her bedroom when she was hit by one of several bullets fired outside the home. Squibb was an elementary school teacher at a local Christian school, and she and her husband are Christmas tree farmers.
I did have a chance to talk to the family. If you could kind of, they're grieving. This is an incredible tragedy for them.
Police say they don't know if it was a stray bullet or someone intentionally fired into that home. They're asking neighbors and nearby businesses to look at their surveillance video to see if they captured anything helpful.
Minnesota lawmakers have banned police from using neck restraints. The ban is part of a package of police reform measures passed in response to the death of George Floyd. The sweeping package also bans chokeholds and warrior-style training for officers. A public hearing is being held today to talk about proposed police reform in Pittsburgh. One measure would shift police funds into violence prevention programs. Another looks to cut $250,000 from police salaries and recruitment allowances, and a third bans the use of retired military equipment that police are allowed to use. That virtual public meeting is expected to begin at 5. Those wishing to speak must register no later than 3:30. We also told you yesterday about a measure that would create a program to keep people who commit low-level crimes stemming from behavior health issues out of jail.
The police task force created to investigate riots in Pittsburgh needs help identifying another man. So they shared these pictures with us. We're sharing them with you. Officers say this man threw bricks at police during a protest in East Liberty. He was wearing a camouflage baseball cap and a Curators of Hip Hop t-shirt. 9 police officers were hurt during that June 1st riot.
In the last 3 weeks, she just really declined quickly.
Her parents died less than 100 days apart. Why she blames coronavirus for both deaths, even though her mother was never infected.
I went back around 13 weeks, and the second fetus didn't have a heartbeat.
She was expecting twins, but one baby didn't make it. How her memory will live on with a birthmark.
I'm tracking showers and a few thunderstorms. One strong storm there in Indiana County moving east. I'll have live radar updates and your forecast still to come.
You're streaming WPXI Now, your source for original local shows, Steelers, Penguins, Pirates, and more. The hottest Pittsburgh sports topics with even hotter opinions. Halftime adjustments. Wednesday nights at 7:30 on WPXI Now.
to find anything else like the breaking news desk in Pittsburgh.
You're going to get breaking news as it's happening.
We have an anchor now dedicated to following the latest information as it comes in.
That is a resource no one else has. If you see me on the breaking news desk, you know it's an important story.
The 7-day forecast, now on your screen all the time on Channel 11 News.
The Black Lives Matter mural on the 10th Street bypass downtown has been vandalized again. Someone painted a red X over the face of Antoine Rose. The mural was painted last month on a wall across from the Three Rivers Heritage Trail. This is the second time the image of Rose has been defaced. An artist hopes his new project brings a positive message to the community. Alex Chafin shared these pictures of the mural that he painted on the center in Vandergrift. It shows 3 women of different races surrounded by flowers. He painted it over hateful graffiti. One day he returned to find someone painted even more graffiti over his work in progress, but that didn't stop him.
The name of a park in O'Hara Township was the topic of a debate during a council meeting last night. A park along Fox Chapel Road is called Squaw Valley Park, and several people are pushing for a name change, saying that squaw is a slur against Native American women. There's also an opposing petition, though, to keep the name, saying it represents history and can be of educational value.
And whatever your decision is, it will send a clear statement for generations of what the community and leadership of Fox Chapel stand for.
The name, and we'll let you know when it makes a decision.
Springdale Township is going high-tech to help cut down on property crime. The Trib reports the township bought surveillance cameras that can capture high-resolution images, record license plates, and are capable of facial recognition. The township will use 3 or 4 cameras to start with, but the system can use up to 16.
Twins are rare. The CDC says 32 of every 1,000 births involve twins. One Louisiana mother was carrying twins only to encounter another phenomenon called vanishing twin syndrome. Dan Jovic shows us how the baby that didn't make it lives on.
Underneath little Palin Givens' onesie lies quite a story.
I found out I was pregnant around 5 weeks, and I started my prenatal care around 7 weeks.
His mother, Kiss Givens, tells it. It's a story she could have never imagined.
When I went in for that visit, we saw 2 fetuses, and both had heartbeats.
At the 9-week mark of her pregnancy, Kiss learned one fetus was growing larger than the other. It became a possibility one of the twins might not make it.
I went back around 13 weeks. And the second fetus didn't have a heartbeat.
She grieved, but she knew she still had to do everything in her power to ensure the surviving twin would remain healthy. She was told by doctors at Ochsner LSU Health she would pass the other fetus at birth or she would absorb it. Ultrasounds later confirmed it was absorbed.
It was gone. It had vanished.
Doctors call the phenomenon vanishing twin syndrome.
Vanishing twin syndrome is where someone starts off with a twin pregnancy or even a larger multiple pregnancy, and it reduces down to a single pregnancy.
Fast forward to delivery day, the day some questions were answered and others arose.
When we were in the recovery room, his nurse came in and we were looking over him, and we saw his birthmark, and it was the resemblance of his fetus that had passed, and she was like, maybe he absorbed it.
This is the last ultrasound taken of Palin's twin. This is the birthmark he carries on his left knee. Palin's story is unique because one day he'll outgrow his onesie, but he'll never outgrow the reminder of his sibling, which he carries on his knee. But while he's still little, Kiss feels she's still holding both.
I do, because he's like 2 babies in one anyway. I wouldn't say he's giving me the hardest time out of all of my kids, but he is a handful. I mean, I'm just happy to have him.
Vanishing twin syndrome can leave the surviving fetus with an increased risk of medical conditions, but baby Palin is doing great and is a healthy baby boy.
your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
Good afternoon. Here's a live look at our storm tracker Doppler 11 radar. I'm tracking a strong thunderstorm moving through southern Indiana County. Also have scattered showers up to the north of the city of Pittsburgh as well. Want to zoom in here to this one first. Indiana, you've been experiencing that really heavy rain, but where we are concerned with that torrential rain and even frequent cloud to ground lightning is just going to be just to your southwest of Indiana. That's going to continue to track toward the east, so basically moving between Brush Valley and East Wheatfield. There have been some little storm tracks that have been popping up with the potential of some very small hail in this storm as well, along with that lightning and that rain. That's something I'll continue to track for you. Here's some scattered showers that are in Butler County, just north of the Cranberry area. You can see some heavier rain all the way out towards Saxonburg. We also have some scattered heavy showers throughout Beaver County, also Lawrence County, basically everywhere where you're seeing the red shaded colors where we have those heavy rain showers, as well as the yellow color, which indicates some moderate rain. So those are all moving to the east at this time. Temperature-wise, we're in the upper 70s to upper 80s. Where we haven't seen the rain, it is in the upper 80s right now. Because we have quite a bit of cloud cover as well as some rain that's moved through, that's going to temper the high temperatures for us today in the Pittsburgh area. I still think we're going to go up a couple of more degrees here, but may not get as hot as what we've seen over the last couple of days. Dew points right now in the 60s and low 70s. We've got really humid air mass in place, so if you step outside, you're certainly going to feel it. Not the greatest hair day out there for the ladies. Our heat index values are approaching 90 in Greensburg and in Washington. It's 81 that feels like in Pittsburgh, so just another day with that high humidity, really steamy air mass in place. Grab your umbrella before you head out this afternoon. Here's a look at our storm tracker maps. Right now it is 12:20. This is a look at 2:30 in the afternoon, where we could see a couple of showers and storms moving through. Once we get into the late afternoon, keeping that threat in for some showers and thunderstorms. What is important about today's forecast is there is a front that is stalled right at the moment to the south of Pittsburgh. So it's right north of I-70 and kind of lifting up through Indiana County. Areas near and south of that boundary are going to have the greater threat of seeing some really strong thunderstorms and perhaps an isolated severe storm for the afternoon. You can see the model data picking up on some of those storms as well. I think the heavy rainfall, the lightning is going to be a threat, though, across the entire area. But in those places down to the south of Pittsburgh, we could actually get in on that severe weather, which could include some damaging wind gusts as well. So when we say damaging wind gusts, it's about 60 miles per hour or higher. So we'll be watching that threat for you later on today. As for tonight, most of the rain should be cleared out of the area. Can't entirely rule out a stray shower, otherwise it's mostly cloudy, 69. Tomorrow, 86, and more showers and thunderstorms are going to be moving through our area. We really need the rain, actually. I'm going to show you an updated hour-by-hour look at the Wednesday forecast on our storm tracker maps coming up in the next half hour. Meanwhile, take a look at the 5-day forecast. 85 by Thursday. A few storms around Friday and Saturday are looking good as high pressure builds in, mostly sunny. And if you're planning your weekend plans, right now, I'd say Saturday might be the pick day. We'll watch Sunday closely. Could have a few showers and storms around our area.
It's not right for people to do this to other people.
She was fooled by a puppy scam, and she's not alone. 11 investigates how to bring home a pet without getting ripped off.
And there's a new option for school districts, how micro-schooling could help keep kids safe.
News is happening in your neighborhood. Channel 11 News is there.
We're in McCandless, Cranberry, and Butler. We cover news everywhere you live, not just downtown. We're in Aliquippa, Coriopolis, and Moon.
Bringing you stories that impact your town. That's what makes Channel 11 News different.
More local news from more neighborhoods. That's a fact. We're in Bethel Park, South Park, and Mount Lebanon. When you want news from where you live,
watch Channel 11 News at 5.
sure you know everything happening in the morning. Watch Channel 11 Morning News.
As we try to find the best way to protect our children at school this year, a new trend is gaining popularity. It's called microschooling. A parent in Boston started a Facebook group for parents and for teachers. The plan is to have a teacher be there remotely for a small group of students.
We want to utilize the curriculum that our school system is working very hard to create. We are not by any means saying that that is not good enough for us. We wish in a perfect world that we could send our kids back to school and learn what the teachers have to learn. But for various reasons, we are uncomfortable doing that.
For kids who are going back to school, the CDC recommends keeping them in small groups to limit their exposure to other children.
Amazon is delaying Prime Day, saying it will hold the event later than usual this year, but it hasn't set a date for the two-day event, which is typically held in July. It was widely expected Amazon would postpone the Prime Day. A flood of orders from shoppers stuck at home this spring led to supply shortages and delivery delays, and Amazon's warehouse operations are just now returning to normal.
I'm still tracking those showers and thunderstorms coming up. I'm going to show you a 3D look inside of that thunderstorm that's really strong over Indiana County. Stick with us.
In the last 3 weeks, she just really declined quickly.
Her parents died less than 100 days apart. Why she blames coronavirus for both deaths, even though her mother never became infected.
Every candidate, every voice, every vote matters. From the campaign trail to your backyard, we're talking to the candidates about the big issues and to the voters who will decide the election. Channel 11 News, Decision 2020 coverage you can count on. Channel 11 Morning News brings you what's happening now.
There are new COVID-19 restrictions in Pennsylvania.
What's new and what's next?
Storm Tracker this afternoon popping some pretty good cells.
Count on Channel 11 News every morning. Watch David Johnson and Peggy Finnegan on Channel 11 News at 5.
A live look from the Channel 11 tower cam, a line of showers pushing through this morning, and storms will be developing this afternoon as well. And meteorologist Danielle Dozier, you're tracking storms happening in our area right now.
Yeah, that's right, guys. Storm tracker Doppler 11 radar. You can see how widely scattered these showers are up to the north, and then we still have that strong thunderstorm occurring in Indiana County. And I wanted to show you a three-dimensional look at this thunderstorm as it continues to move through Indiana County. Look at this red and that pink shaded color. That's really heavy rainfall that's falling. And if you look here at this green and that teal color that goes all the way up to 40,000 feet, that just tells you how tall this thunderstorm is, which is indicative of how strong it is as well. So we are tracking the potential for not only that really heavy rainfall and, of course, that frequent lightning, but also the potential for some small hail as that tracks to the east. Here's a look at the showers in Butler County, just south of Butler, getting in on some heavy rain there. And then, of course, these widely scattered showers that are continuing to persist in Beaver County as well as Lawrence County. I am tracking more that are going to continue to pop up this afternoon. I'll have the latest timing on those when I see you back for my full forecast.
They were isolated from people, from us, from family, from loved ones, from society.
3 months after that woman's father died from COVID-19, her mother passed away as well. And as Channel 11's Rick Earl found out, she didn't die from the virus, but her family believes it did still contribute to her passing.
In the span of 3 months, they lost their father and now their mother. And while only one died from COVID-19, they blame the virus for both. 85-year-old Jean Bauer passed away Friday after battling dementia, 3 months after her husband died from COVID-19.
It's hard, but I think it's bittersweet. There's a knowing that they are reunited in our belief and that they're reunited with Jesus and one another. So that is very helpful to us.
Married 67 years and living at a retirement home in Ligonier, 90-year-old Jim Bauer contracted COVID-19 and passed away in April. We showed you the huge show of support from his hometown of Madison, Westmoreland County, where he served as mayor for 2 decades. His wife never got the virus.
We were definitely worried and actually very surprised that she didn't, because she had the most direct contact with him. She was right in there with him.
And she never got COVID.
And she never got it, no. That was a blessing that she didn't have to suffer through that in addition to the illness she already had.
During the pandemic, Hoffer and her 4 older brothers kept in touch with their mom using Zoom and FaceTime. But several weeks ago, her health began declining.
For the last week, they allowed us in there whenever we wanted to see her. Grandchildren weren't allowed. It was just the immediate family. But we were glad that we were able to spend some time with her there in the end. Indirectly, we feel like we lost her to COVID as well, because who could survive that kind of quarantine when they were already in the state that she was in? She lost her person that was there all the time, that she loved and adored.
Bauer's funeral is set for Tuesday, and because of the relaxed restrictions now, all of her grandchildren will be able to attend. She will be buried next to her husband. Rick Earl, Channel 11 News.
A lawyer is taking matters into his own hands to protect people who work at the Allegheny County Courthouse. Several workers there have tested positive for COVID-19, including 2 assistant district attorneys. Defense attorney Frank Walker donated 4 touch-free thermometers to the courthouse. They can be used to see whether anyone has a fever before they enter the building.
We're trying to make something happen. And in order to do that, we're just going to force their hand. Here are the thermometers, put them to use.
We tried to contact court administrators about the donation, but have not heard back.
Several countries are raising concerns about a Google app that alerts people about possible exposure to the coronavirus. That app tracks your location. Users must turn on the location setting that enables GPS and may allow Google to determine their locations. Germany, Switzerland, Denmark, and Latvia are just some of the countries not happy about it. Google said the setting is for people who test positive for the virus, and they use the app to notify others.
The Pittsburgh Children's Museum will be closed for the rest of the year because of the pandemic. Museum officials say restrictions on indoor gatherings have affected their ability to return to any type of normal operations. They're planning on reopening in January. The museum also plans to rehire workers who were furloughed.
Coronavirus has exposed the need for the federal government to modernize its computer systems. Channel 11's Washington Bureau reporter Samantha Manning takes a look at how out-of-date computers are costing taxpayers a lot of money.
We've seen problems with people getting their stimulus checks and unemployment benefits throughout the pandemic. Lawmakers say it's in part because of outdated computer systems that should have been modernized before the crisis.
Outdated and inefficient systems put American lives as well as livelihoods at risk.
It's technology older than some lawmakers themselves. A computer system with the Social Security Administration is 45 years old, and one with the Department of Treasury, which has taxpayer information, is 51 years old. Members of Congress say the outdated technology has hurt business owners struggling with loan applications and people waiting for unemployment benefits.
It's time for us to look at reform. It's time for us to look at changes.
Tech experts outlined ways for the government to work towards modernization.
There must be a very senior person at each federal agency who has a background in technology who can bring that experience to bear on policy decisions.
Modernization is impossible without a highly skilled, capable workforce.
Experts urged lawmakers to make sure computer systems are equipped to handle relief programs, like the relief aid passed in the CARES Act, to make sure the people who need the help can actually get it.
Unless the federal government changes its approach to technology, badly designed systems layered on top of a badly thought-through process, ending up in a total failure of service delivery for the people who need it most, is our future.
Lawmakers say at least 2 federal departments have come up with complete plans for modernization: the Department of Defense and the Department of the Interior. In Washington, Samantha Manning, Channel 11 News.
Taking personal protective equipment to the next level, the new device to shield you from the coronavirus.
Hi, I'm Lisa Robertson, and we've been bringing you a special version of Local Steals and Deals, where we shine a spotlight on amazing and their passionate founders. Small businesses really are the backbone of America, and we need them to thrive now more than ever. With Local Steals and Deals, we bring you exclusive offers from these brands on products that make your life safer, brighter, and more fun at a time when we all really need it. Join us in making a difference. Simply pick up your phone and text USA to 65,000 to learn more.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Gordon Lash.
And I'm Catherine Amenta.
At Channel 11 Morning News, we help you prepare for the day ahead.
Definitely the heavy rain gear today with temperatures.
Heavier delays for the inbound morning commute.
We expanded our breaking news team to better cover news happening right now and give you new information throughout the morning.
Let's get right to Jennifer Dmazik live at the breaking news desk.
A huge impact on the area. In fact, we just found out.
Don't miss anything happening in the morning. Watch Channel 11 Morning News. We're on from 4:30 to 7 a.m.
When you want news from where you live,
Watch Channel 11 News at 5.
There is now a license plate shortage. Car dealerships and notaries throughout the state say license plate stockpiles are low. According to our partners at the Trib, PennDOT is working to catch up after the shutdown. You know about the coin shortage caused by the pandemic. Well, now a bank is actually paying people for their coins. A bank branch in Wisconsin is offering people $5 if they bring in $100 in change to exchange for cash. The bank says the program's a big hit and many people have brought in coins without asking for anything back. The shortage was caused by a shutdown of the economy, which slowed the flow of coins.
Would you want to walk around strapped to a mobile tent to protect yourself from coronavirus? One company says plenty of people want the chance. Under the Weather says it can't keep up with pre-orders for what it calls the Shield Pod. It's pretty much a cross between a tent and a spacesuit that you strap to your body to form a barrier with the outside world.
It was a laughing matter for a lot of people, but, you know, so far a couple thousand people have reached out. We've sold them to school systems.
The company says it's working on versions of the Shield Pod for medical workers and airline passengers.
Still to come, updates to the radar and how it's looking for this afternoon. Plus, I've got an hour-by-hour look at your Wednesday forecast and when those storms will be rolling through.
It's not right for people to do this to other people.
She was fooled by a puppy scam, and she's not alone. 11 investigates how to bring home a furry friend without getting ripped off.
Channel 11 covers weather everywhere you live.
And we have the experience to get it right.
We know the unique weather patterns across our neighborhoods.
It's why it can be raining in Beaver County,
while it's dry in Westmoreland County.
Weather coverage you can count on.
You have questions. Will my business bounce back? Should I advertise? Can I afford not to? Look to us for your answers. We're Studio 11 Pittsburgh. Award-winning video production that works.
Watch Catherine Amenta and Gordon Lesh on Channel 11 Morning News.
Puppy scams are a growing problem. The Better Business Bureau says these scams are up more than 300% in Pennsylvania since the start of the pandemic. So here are some of the things you should look out for if you're trying to buy a puppy. Extra fees like COVID insurance or a protective crate or promises even of a COVID vaccine.
The majority of these scams tend to rely on bogus advertisements that are on internet search results or on places like social media and Facebook to hook unsuspecting people.
If you're looking for a puppy, experts say it's always best to go to a local shelter or a breeder. That way you can see a pet in person before you buy. Also, be careful of cheap prices offered for a breed. Do your research so you know the going rate. And we put more information on how you can spot a scam and what to do if you think you've been taken advantage of on WPXI.com in the 11 Investigates section.
Your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
Back with a live look over the city. We have 79 degrees, a heat index at 81, and a calm wind. We do have some scattered showers across the area. Primarily have been falling near and north of Pittsburgh and off to the east at this time. I think that's going to change later on this afternoon. More of our southern communities will get in on some rain then. You can see all of the red shaded color. That's where we have the heavy rain that is coming down. So I want to zoom in first here to the Butler area, 422. If you're up here, just keep in mind that we do have that rain that could be blinding in spots if you are traveling on that interstate or that highway rather through Butler County. Connequanessing, you just had a heavier shower that just pushed through your area. That's continuing to move to the east. Brush Valley, heavy rain, frequent lightning associated with this thunderstorm as it continues to move off to the east at this time. And that's a pretty strong thunderstorm, and I've seen it at times be capable of producing some small hail. So I will be continuing to track that, let you know if anything changes with that thunderstorm. Here's a look out in Beaver County from near Hopewell north to Beaver. We've got some moderate rain, heavier shower just to the north of Beaver. And here in northwestern Allegheny County, we have some moderate showers that have newly developed, and those are going to continue to track off to the east. Heavy rain in Westmoreland County. If you're around North Huntington, you can see that heavier shower there. That's going to continue to move toward the east, toward Penn and Millersdale. So heads up. At any point, we could get some lightning from time to time, so that'll be a threat as well out there this afternoon. As far as your forecast for today, if you are out and about this afternoon, you're going to want your umbrella. Later on this evening, though, may be a better time to go for a run because we'll start to see the activity wind down. So through 7, 8, and 9 o'clock, we should start to see some drying skies out there. Here's a look in the meantime, though, at our storm tracker. 3 o'clock this afternoon, widely scattered showers. A few thunderstorms will continue to develop across our area. We have a front that is just to the south of Pittsburgh, so that will continue to be a focal point of where we're going to get some showers and storms for the rest of the afternoon. Once we continue to build up the heating of the day, look at the model data showing a couple of those storms tracking across that area. Because we have more heating and we have more moisture, a little more unstable atmosphere to the south of this boundary, it is in those communities where we could get in on an isolated severe thunderstorm later on today, damaging wind gusts, the primary threats out of that. Here's 9 p.m. You can see how much of the area is quieting down. That's why I said maybe wait until evening. It'll be cooler as well if you want to go for a run. Into Wednesday we go, and I am tracking scattered showers and storms once again. Could get around in the morning, and then particularly toward the afternoon, we're going to see more widely scattered showers and thunderstorms. And once again, heavy rain, lightning, and some high wind gusts will be the threat. So those are what we're going to be really watching out for. When we say severe damaging wind gusts, we mean a warning that could be issued for 60-mile-per-hour winds or greater. So our summer-to-date rainfall, I wanted to share this with you because this is updated as of yesterday. We really do need the rain because we're actually below average by almost 3 inches, that is. So almost 3 inches below average here in the Pittsburgh area. Of course, it needs to be more of a prolonged soaking rain versus a thunderstorm rain, but we'll take what we can get. 5-day forecast with your weekend always in view. Unsettled through Thursday, but Friday and Saturday are looking pretty nice and mostly sunny.
Thanks, Danielle. A wild sight caught on camera as a woman tries to outrun a charging bison. The smart move she made that may have saved her from an attack. Now here's local steals and deals.
Hey, Lisa Robertson here with Local Steals and Deals, and here's a question for you. How many times have you dropped your cell phone, the french fries, an earring, your keys down in your car in between the seat and the console? Drop Stop is something that's changed lots of people's lives because there's no more dropping. And the gentlemen who actually invented it are joining us today. Mark and Jeffrey, how are you guys?
Hi, Lisa. Great to see you. Nice to see you.
Good to see you. So this is something you invented because you literally had the scare of a lifetime.
Correct. We were driving on Sunset Boulevard. My cell phone slipped down the gap. I saw it falling, so I just quickly tried to save it. yanked the wheel, got distracted, went up on a sidewalk. A guy leaped 3 feet in the air, would have killed him, and just missed a telephone pole by an inch. And I just started screaming, why doesn't somebody come up with some way to block this stupid crack? And that was where the idea was born.
That's how we did it.
Well, I have to say it's funny because I had this in one car, loved it, got a new car, forgot to put it in, and kept dropping things down. Like, where's my drop stop? So
drop stop sometimes blends so perfectly people forget it's even in their car.
That's the thing. We made it to last 30 years, 40 years. It'll never fall apart. But we get repeat business when folks trade in their cars or something like that. And they're always happy to buy another one.
You've really seen the results from this being in cars. You put it in a whole of police departments, cruiser cars, and it made a difference.
Yeah, we actually did a deal with the Los Angeles Police Department about a year or so ago where they put it in all 3,500 of their cruisers. And they found after a year later of those cars traveling 42 million miles, a 43% reduction in accidents in those vehicles. So everybody knows it's, the nuisance, the frustration, but it can actually save your life.
So one of the things I love is that these gentlemen, of course, we all know this has been on Shark Tank. We love it. But now they're offering a set of 2 on localsteals.com. Think about getting this for everyone in your family and anyone you care about, anyone behind the wheel. It is a phenomenal idea. Mark and Jeffrey, thank you so much.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you so much.
Breaking News Desk is really an invaluable tool.
You're going to get breaking news as it's happening. You can be assured that everything I tell you is something that's important that's going to impact your day.
We have an anchor now dedicated to following the latest information as it comes in.
I know the neighborhoods, I know the school districts, and that really helps to inform you so that you know if something is going to impact your family.
As soon as she gets that information, the Breaking News Desk is able to go on air, bring that information to you and share it.
That is a resource no one else has. If you see me on the Breaking News Desk, you know it's an important story.
Pittsburgh's chief meteorologist, Stephen Cropper, tracking the weather in your neighborhood.
A wild scene caught on camera at Yellowstone National Park when a bison charged at a couple who may have gone to an area where they probably weren't very welcome. They ran, but the woman you see tripped and fell. People nearby yelled, "Play dead," and she did. Turns out it was good advice. Eventually, the animal left and the woman was not hurt. The bystander who recorded the incident says the woman is a local and knew to play dead in that situation.
And now we all know.
I guess so.
Thanks, Gordon. That's all. Yeah, that's all for Channel 11 News at noon. Our next newscast comes up tonight at 5.
Thanks for watching. Have a good day.
Every 10 minutes,
Scott and Tricia are going to tell you how to start your day.
You can get a lot of things on your phone when it comes to the weather, but you can't get Scott's expertise. He's trying to narrow in on your